The story of the ever-famous Toyota AE86, the Trueno, the takumi car, the tofu car, whatever you want to call it, it is very, very famous, and it is famous for a reason. Now let's get a little bit into the backstory through this video here. Everything you need to know up to speed on the Toyota AE86.
I was driving home from a late
I
night
wasn't.
on the mountain. Flying down the Toge,
It's
drifting the
Toge,
turns
I believe.
like the drift king that I am.
Of course, he's a drift king.
I spotted some headlights in my rear view, and they were coming fast.
Fast, boy, fast!
I clutch kicked my car around the bend to shake the little Challenger off, but I just
the original
A. sliding right behind me. Is
Oh,
that
boy.
an 86?
Yes,
I'm
boy.
the number 2 driver of the Akagi Red Suns. God damn it!
Akagi Red Suns. Oh, why don't people know how to say it? Oh my goodness. Okay. See, Akagi Red Suns. Darn it. But yes. The wing. The wing.
Turn, but the punchy Corolla
And the Euro beats.
passes me? Doesn't
Yes.
the driver even know this road? After this slow right is a sharp left.
But he knows what he's doing.
There's a ravine on the other side. He's gotta hit his brakes.
No, he's not. He's going to be doing that four-wheel drift.
To my amazement,
Yes.
the 86 flicks its tail from one side of the road to the other with ease.
With
The
ease, that's
pulsing
Takumi, for
Eurobeat
God's
ends,
sakes, of course.
And I am left with the sight of the white hatchback leaving me behind.
The
You know what the this is. This is everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Toyota AE86. Hachiroku, mother.
Yes, of course it's the Hachiroku.
What makes the
And the Drift King, that was the Drift King's special. That was his specialty. That was the car he was known for. The Drift King in Japan, he is known for his AE86.
AE86 so cool is that for a long time, it wasn't. While everyone in the world
Yeah.
was drooling over the big dogs, the Skyline GTR, the RX-7, the NSX,
Yeah, it had a lot of
Supra,
competition.
The Corolla was riding its own wave. Other cars have more power, other cars are better looking. Even in Toyota's own line, the Corolla was the underdog.
But it was very well balanced. It was definitely an underdog. But it was at a time when a lot of cars of its size were front wheel drive, front mounted engine, and FF car, which is, it's okay, but it's not great for like handling. Has a lot of
Supra was
understeer.
at the top. The MR2 was the weird spaceship little brother, and the AE86 was just happy to be
Yes.
there, knowing it would blow people's minds if given the chance. Back in the 70s, you either bought American or maybe German or British because A, there wasn't anything else, and
True.
B, it was basically your duty as an American. America! But all of a
America,
sudden, there were
America,
these
man.
Japanese brands, Datsun, Honda, Toyota, and their
I miss the Datsun brand. I really miss the Datsun brand.
cars were good. The Japanese saw the weak points in other brands and designed their cars to avoid them. It might have been
Absolutely.
scary at the time, but if you bought something Japanese like a Toyota, you could expect it to be reliable, well-engineered, and most importantly,
Up until like right about now, with all the electronic stuff, the reliability of Toyota has dropped.
affordable. The Corolla had been all of those things for nearly 17 years.
But it was
The first
front-wheel
thing to do,
drive.
The Corolla was the smallest car in Yoda's US lineup and maintained a rear-wheel drive layout
Oh, it
until
did?
the
Okay.
early 80s. But Toyota
Okay.
couldn't ignore the
Yeah, 'cause
benefits
the
of
Corolla
front-wheel
I know is the
drive.
80s
It was
one,
more
front-wheel
efficient,
drive.
freed up interior space, and was cheaper to build. So in 1984, Toyota released a front-wheel drive Corolla.
Yeah.
That's what the Corolla is until this day.
Absolutely, it's all front-wheel drive.
Everything you need to know to get up to speed on the. Hey, sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot. Even though there was a front-wheel drive version, Toyota also kept building a rear-wheel drive version using totally different layouts and platforms under the same name. On
Yes.
top of that, the rear-wheel drive version also had two versions: a two-door.
It absolutely did. It had the 11, and then, I mean, it had, this is what's called the SR5 or the SRS or something like that, I believe. You can get a Trueno like this. You can get a SR5, I think it's an SR5. Yeah.
Coupe and a three-door liftback. And
The
then
liftback is
there
a
were
popular
two
one.
styles of each. The Levin, which had fixed headlights,
Yep.
and the Trueno. And the
Trueno.
which had pop-up headlights. So this rear-wheel drive Corolla would be its swan song, the ultimate culmination of everything great about the Corolla. So what do we call it? Well, it'll be powered by a 4A engine.
4A
It's an
GE.
Eco chassis, an E80 to be exact, and it'll be the 6 variant. Oh, I've got
okay.
AE86 Corolla Ultimate Form.
Damn. Well, that's actually kind of smart. It's kind of smart the way they did it.
Wait, it's over 9.
Toyota restyled the Corolla's coupe and liftback bodies and dropped one of their best engines ever, one of the best engines ever under the hood, the 4AGE. This fun-sized four-banger was designed with two things in mind: powering small cars like the AE86 and racing.
The actual Toge runs.
Iron block for strength, and aluminum had to add lightness, and a red line of $7.5 grand. Do you know what that sounds like?
That's still a lot. I mean, there are very few cars that aren't like sports cars that go to that high, or Hondas.
Do you? Imagine your neighbor's a beekeeper making honey in his backyard. One afternoon,
my neighbor's not a beekeeper, by the way.
Just a little bitty taste that sweet, sweet, nasty goo. You open up a hive to grab some of that sweet honeycomb, but it turns out he's not raising bees. They're chainsaws, and they are.
Oh dear.
Sounds like that.
The chainsaws are pissed.
Only made 128 horsepower, but the 86 had a curb weight of around about 2,300 pounds.
That is light as a mofo, and you can make it even lighter if you take out all the internals, like at least 200-300 pounds. You can lighten it up. But then again, it becomes a very, very, very noisy ride. Because sound deadening adds weight, so they didn't really do that much to the Corolla in sound deadening.
The car had superb balance too, meaning the weight was evenly distributed between each wheel. The result was super predictable and agile handling. To get the power to the ground, the 86
That's why the Drift King loved it.
Independent rear suspension. This thing's got to be affordable. A member?
Hi, member.
It had a live rear axle, like a f***ing muscle car. This made doing fast skids super easy and pretty unavoidable. The
Nice.
AE86 had no business being as good as it was. It's a holy union of driving excellence. The 86 was driven in pretty much every kind of racing you can imagine. There were 86 racing leagues. It raced in the British Touring Car Championship and won that whole series twice.
Tsuchiya, I believe his name was.
The 86 was also
the Drift King.
killer rally car. But above the rest, there is one sport the AE86 is most famous
Drifting,
for.
of course.
Ever heard of drifting?
Or power slide, as it's called over here in the U.S. Still drifting.
The Corolla's small size and snappy handling made it perfect for charging down the mountains of Japan. A young
Toge.
man named Keiichi Tsuchiya would
Keiichi Tsuchiya. Keiichi Tsuchiya is the Drift King. He popularized the AE86, and he's the reason why the AE86 is like 18 grand if you want to get it nowadays.
drive these roads every day in his own AE86. He didn't have the money to race professionally, so Keiichi honed his skills on the mountain, and the kid was a natural. Keiichi,
if you hear his story, he started with like the Soarer or some other thing like that, like some really cheapo cars, and man, did he did some amazing stuff. Wow, if you Keiichi Tsuchiya, Drift King, look up his story, it is amazing.
sweet drift moves made him unbeatable on the mountain, and he gained a huge underground following.
And guess what? That's where Initial D was based on. He was a consultant for Initial D. Keiichi Tsuchiya, the Drift King himself, was a consultant for Initial D so that they can get everything proper, so that they can get everything done properly. And it's loosely based on his story. Not the fact that, you know, he was they added some things, of course, because he didn't have anything to do with Tofu. But you know, the whole going down the Toge thing.
Just like me. Spending all your time drifting on snowy mountain roads without killing yourself makes you a pretty good driver. But would sloshing around on a mountain make you that much better on track? Yeah, Keiichi was so good, he got sponsored to race professionally immediately. He started winning so much that he was like, if I keep winning this much, people are gonna get bored. And if people get bored, they're not gonna watch me race. So he started drifting turns. He gave them the old razzle dazzle, and the fans freaking loved
The old razzle dazzle, the razzle dazzle.
it. It's like he took a 5-minute phone call in the middle of a 4Runner video. Even while he was racing, he spent his free time on the mountain. Keiichi was enough of a star that he convinced some sponsors to give him some money to make a little short film of his oversteering exploits. This film is called Pluspi. And it's like
Pluspi.
a legit art film. Like, it's not just a drift tape, it's art. The video took the car world by storm, just like me. People were like, what?
He was the one who made, like, worldwide started getting things popular, because people over here in the West started watching that. I mean, it was super popular in Japan already, but people in the West started watching that. They're like, holy crap, you can do this?
No, what's going on?
On a
It was
little
basically the
Corolla?
velvet underground of drift tapes. Without Plus B, there would be no Gymkhana, no Fast and Furious, no Donut, no me. Toyota ended production of the AE86 in 1987 with almost no changes over the course of its life. In 2009, Toyota revealed the FT86 concept, developed in partnership with Subaru. It was a two-door, four-cylinder, rear-wheel drive coupe inspired by the 86. Hail the king, baby. In the States, it was released under two names, the Subaru BRZ and the Scion FRS, but in Japan, it was called the Toyota 86, just like
The
AE86.
GT86, the
It didn't have a ton of
GT86.
power, but it was light, and it liked to drift like its daddy, just like me. One anymore. The drift tax is a real thing. The new 86 is a love letter to the age when the old 86 flourished. A time when people wanted a daily driver.
And the
that was
GR86
also fun
is
to
really
drive,
good
just
too.
like Jessica. Maybe that time is gone, but if the revived interest in the AE86 is anything to go by, people will want a simple, reliable, tofu delivering underdog for a long, long time. That's everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Toyota AE86.
And thank you for Donut Media for allowing me to use this. Of course, I really do appreciate it. I try to do my own commentary and things like that. The thing is, the GR86 is a new one, and it's pretty well balanced as well. They're trying to do it affordable, but the problem is, a lot of dealerships nowadays, just like the same thing with the drift tax of the AE86, they're overpriced sometimes by 4 to 8% supposed market adjustment. $4,000 to $8,000, I mean, market adjustment. If it was 48%, it wouldn't be bad. But once again, this is the Mad Salvi. Thanking you again. Of course, giving you a little bit of background of the AE86 for all of you who enjoy it, who enjoy Initial D, and are enjoying watching MF Ghost. It's a little bit of the background of that whole story of the thing. Thank you so much. And of course, if you want to watch KG Tsuchiya, let me know. Love you all. Let me know down below what you think about this. If you have seen the AE86, if you've driven in an AE86, my cousin had an AE86. We rebuilt it all the way from the ground up. It was really, really awesome to do. Thank you so much. This is Matt Salvi. See you guys later. Bye-bye.